Hello, this is Dr. Cesar Lara, and I am sharing with you today a very profound exercise that can help each and every one of us to begin to change our mindset. Keep in mind that what we think we become, and in the field of achieving a healthy weight or to releasing excess weight so that you can achieve that healthy weight, I often have found through the many years of experience and with thousands of patients that I've been blessed to be able to help guide through their best becoming, that many times it's not just about how many calories go in and how many calories are burnt. In other words, it's not always as easy as saying just eat healthy and exercise more. There's a lot more that needs to be recognized in that transitional experience. And hence, to achieve a true complete success, one of the primary areas that we need to focus on is to believe in what it is that we truly want to achieve in our lives. And often enough, we have challenges because we want to achieve something, but in a subconscious way, we do not believe that we can achieve it, or we have had problems achieving it in the past, and therefore that pattern of thinking, even without our knowing, continues to be the guide within the context of our experience, which means that we continually feel overwhelmed or frustrated because we don't end up achieving the things that we want, and we often blame ourselves or blame the circumstances. But the reality is that there is a deep-seated internal program in our subconscious that needs to be adjusted, that needs to be changed. And the way I like you to conceptualize what I'm talking about is to understand that the brain is the CEO of all the cells of your body. And so the brain is literally sending messages to every single cell. And so just because you have an intention that says, I want to release 40 pounds, and you're going to get yourself on the treadmill, you're going to start eating healthy, and you're going to start doing all these wonderful things, as good as those things are, often enough, a large amount of our patients tend to have frustrating experiences because despite doing all that they can, they're not achieving their outcomes that they desire. And so at the root of this particular problem stems from our inability to truly believe and recognize that what we want is possible. And so when I bring attention to the brain being the CEO, is that you can say, I'm going to go ahead and lose 20 pounds. But your internal program may feel otherwise, may feel that, oh, wow, you tried this 10 other times and here we go again, and you're not going to be able to do it, or you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z, and that's not going to be possible. And so we begin to have this internal tug of war that often prevents us from being able to achieve what we want. And so it's critically important that we recognize that our brain, our CEO, is continually sending messages to every single cell in our bodies. And the big question is, what messages is it sending? Science tells us that we have approximately some 60,000 thoughts per day. But from those 60,000 thoughts per day, less than 2 or 3% of them are actually conscious thoughts. In other words, they're thoughts that we are aware of. That means that the majority of our thoughts, the majority of the communication that is happening between our brain and the rest of our body, and in reference to everything that is around us, is really happening at a subconscious level, which brings attention to the understanding that we're literally being run by different programs that we have developed over the many years of being on this earth, or that we were instructed to believe and to have as we were growing up as children. And so it's important for us at this point, therefore, to take a leap of faith and recognize that we have the ability to change the message that our brain gives to ourselves. And in this particular exercise, we're going to be talking specifically about weight loss. You cannot achieve something by simply wanting it. You must be able to visualize it. You must be able to feel as if it's something is already happening, to be able to connect with that frequency, that energy that brings that sense of joy to that experience as if it already has actualized itself. And it is that frequency, that modality of shifting the energies within your brain perspective that can bring about a complete transformation, because you actualize when you truly begin to bring forth that understanding that you're able to achieve anything you want as long as you believe it, as long as you think it, and more importantly, not just at the thinking part of the 3%, but thinking part at the 97%, which is what is continually feeding our understanding of what our body is subsequently experiencing. And so in this particular exercise, we're going to be creating a mantra. And a mantra is really just different statements that you will be expressing on a repeatable basis. So we're going to create a mantra that is going to have 6 different statements. And those 6 different statements, the intention is that you're going to, every morning, when you're in the first half hour or an hour of waking up, you're going to take 3 minutes to literally close your eyes and repeat those 6 or 7 statements that will subsequently begin to create this change in your perception. And in addition to that, you're going to also repeat those 6 or 7 statements once again, sometime before dinner in the afternoon. You're going to close your eyes and repeat those 6 or 7 statements. Now, the magic of this mantra is not in the repeating mindlessly those statements. In other words, it's not just reading them and thinking of 10 other things that is going to achieve the success of this exercise. The success of this exercise is really in being able to create an avatar of you in your mind as you begin to express these statements. So if the statement is, for example, I am healthy, is not just the saying of I am healthy that will begin to create that healthiness in you. It is the ability of you, as you say the words I am healthy, that at the same time you visualize in your mind. I call it an avatar, but it's nothing more than a picture of your future self that is already healthy. So when you say I am, and then follow the word healthy, you're creating this picture, and I call it an avatar, but it's really the future aspect of yourself that's already healthy. So it's really the visualization part of that exercise that is where the power lies on. So the expressing it out loud or in quietness is definitely the first step. Second step is to be able to visualize it. And as you visualize it, the third step is to be able to breathe in the feelings that you have as you picture yourself already being what it is that you intend to become. That is where the magic happens. And any belief is nothing more than repeated thoughts. So thoughts that we repeat ultimately become belief systems. And so the mantra needs to be repeated 7 times every morning and 7 times every evening before dinner. The intention of this ability to repeat the mantra 7 times is to be able to not only express it in words, but be able to visualize it as if it is already happening, and you experiencing that feeling of joy and happiness as if you already have achieved it. It's a simple exercise, but we're wired to think that we cannot think things that are not real. The fact of the matter is that the reality that we experience is to a large extent dependent on the thoughts that we create. We become what we think. And so this is an exercise in taking control of your ability to co-create and evolve into becoming the best aspect of yourself. And so let's get this started. What I'd like you to do is to have a sheet of paper, a blank sheet of paper, and then have a pen and begin to write the word I am, and then put a blank line next to that, and do the I am 6 or 7 times. So 7 lines with the word I am. The first blank at the top of the page that says I am will be the ideal weight or the ideal healthy weight that you visualize yourself. So let's say, for example, that you're weighing 220 pounds and your ideal healthy weight is 150. This is an exercise that is truly to empower you to achieve that which you desire. So it is not the time to say, I will be happy if I'm just 180, or I will be happy if I'm less than 200. You need to be bold, and you need to truly express from your heart what you truly would like to achieve, what you truly feel is the ideal healthiness for yourself. And so in this example, I'm going to use the weight of 150 pounds. The second line is going to complement the first line. And what that is going to say is, I am a size, and then there's going to be blank. So if you are shooting to be 150 pounds, 150 pound frame may be something like a size 6 or a size 8 if you're a female. And of course, if you're in a male category, you will basically bring attention to either your shirt size or your waist size when it comes to pants. So you may be saying, I am a size 32 waist, or I am a size large. You don't need to get too specific. It's just to bring attention to the perspective that you're developing. So just pick one. So either one size of a dress in females, or one size of either a pair of slacks or a shirt in a male, but not both. The third statement is that we need to have an understanding that no matter what we want, the universe will in return begin to bring that forth into our becoming. And so we need to be very clear when we express our desires out to the universe or our prayers. And so the third is really to clarify how we want to achieve that ideal healthy weight of 150 pounds, or that ideal size of a size 6 or 8 in terms of the size of what we wear. And hence the third statement needs to always be the same for all of us, and that is, I am healthy. And the reason that becomes a crucial part of it is that you do not want to achieve the first two aspects of your statement because you ended up getting sick, and therefore you're achieving those things, but not because you're healthy, but because you're ill. So as you visualize yourself with that statement, you will visualize your future self at being the appropriate healthy weight, appropriate healthy size, and more importantly, you will have a vibrant health as you see that picture of yourself in the future. The next three statements are really up to you, and I'm going to give you some guidance. So, for example, I will always bring attention to this perspective that says, imagine that I am a genie popping out of a magic lamp. And I come to you and I say, you have 3 wishes. And of course, those 3 wishes are outside of your weight, your size, or your health, because you already have expressed that. So name 3 things that you wish you could experience in this life. Name 3 things that you desire at this time in your life. So for many people that are overwhelmed and frustrated, many times they would like to have more peace. For many people, they will like to experience more energy. For a lot of individuals, they would like to be in a harmonious relationships with their loved ones. And in other people, they often would like to achieve success in their lives, maybe monetary success, maybe wanting more abundance in their lives. Maybe sometimes people are overwhelmed with anxiety and circumstances in their lives, and so they like to have more peace in their lives. So I like you to think of 3 things that if I was a genie popping out of out of a magic lamp and I said, I'm going to grant you 3 wishes, what would those 3 wishes be? And I'd like you to write those 3 wishes, again, from the perspective of a positive affirmation statement that says, I am. And you could say, I am successful. You could say, I am energy. You could say, I am peace. You could say, I am fun. If for some reason you feel like your life seems to be work, 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 and you never have any fun, and you like to have more fun, then you can use that statement of I am fun. If you find yourself not really appreciating and liking yourself, you can use a statement such as I am love, so that you can bring that loveness energy into yourself. And another example is if you are not feeling good about yourself, and you can often use the word I am sexy to bring attention to that energy of feeling joyful and happy and having a little skip in your hop or as you walk, or just, in other words, this is a statements that bring attention to those aspects of your life that you are desiring to step into. And so I like you to pick 3. And again, they all start with I am. And I don't want you to use negative statements such as I am not tired. Instead, you will say I am energy. I don't want you to use statements that say I am not frustrated. You will come up with a positive, affirmative word to bring attention to what you want, not what you don't want. So that's a very clear perspective. So it's important that you come up with, therefore, 3 words to finish your last 3 statements. And so now that you have those 6 statements, the idea is for you to write them down, and then starting today or tomorrow, as soon as you wake up, maybe you take 3 minutes when you're going potty, or you take 3 minutes when you're having your cup of coffee, and literally that is not going to take long, and you basically close your eyes. And maybe the first time you might need to have your eyes open so you can read the statements that you wrote, but eventually you'll memorize these statements, and you'll begin to basically expressing those statements, but beginning to capture a picture of your future self that is reflective of those statements. Many times my patients picture themselves walking on the beach, feeling very healthy, feeling very free, feeling all these emotions that they are wanting to achieve. Oftentimes they can see themselves in a nice exercise outfit, or in a nice dress, or in a nice outfits. In other words, you have to create the picture in your mind that reflects the statements of what you want to achieve. And of course, I call that an aspect of an avatar, but that avatar has you, your face. It's you, it's your future self. So it's many times you can even bring pictures of an old aspect of yourself where you felt good about your weight, and you can begin to help those older pictures begin to co-create the new pictures of the future you. All you would need to do is close your eyes, bring that picture of that avatar into your mind, and be able to say, aha, I see you. I am 150. I am a size 8. I am healthy. I am strong. I am successful. I am at peace. I am energy. I am love. This is how this works. And if you can begin to do this every single day, I guarantee you that within 21 days of doing this, you will begin to see major shifts. In doing this exercise, what you're really doing is you're beginning to create the programs that will eventually, because you repeated it so many times, will become part of your subconscious. And now, even when you're not thinking it, your brain is already sending those messages to every single cell in your body and helping your body transform itself to become the best aspect of yourself. I hope that this gives you some empowering perspectives. Of course, this tool can be used not only for achieving a healthy weight, we can use it to achieve success in many other aspects of our lives. We just have to tweak it to be able to understand that the statements are really our intentions, And the picture that those intentions create in our mind is beginning to seed the belief systems in our subconscious, or the new programs that we want our lives to be guided by, so that we can truly step into our best aspects of ourselves. He will change your life. He has changed so many people's lives, and he has changed my life. So I truly share it with you from my heart, and I hope that it helps transform you into becoming the best aspect of yourself. Blessings to all.